Hello everyone, I'm Billy Molina with Rainbow Gardens. Today I'm going to show you the care guide on also how to repot, fertilize, trim, prune, and seal your desert rose. Here's what you'll need. Desert rose, rubbing alcohol to disinfect, something to prune with, either pruning shears or a knife. Your choice of sealant, I like to use wood glue and super glue, or you can use cinnamon powder, up to you. A good draining soil like this cactus mix by ProMix, and also a beautiful pot to put everything in. And last but not least, good fertilizer. Just as a reminder, desert roses love full blazing sun, preferably outside if at all possible. Do not move them inside near a window. They'll get a little leggy because it doesn't get enough direct sunlight. Also the ambient heat, it loves the humidity. Along with that, watering. Watering you're going to at least do at a minimum once a week. Let it dry between your waterings, and what also helps it out as a really well draining soil. Something with a lot of perlite, a lot of sand, or lava rock. It just depends on your preference. There's not one right answer to the question. Okay, so first step, we're gonna go ahead and repot this desert rose. It's pretty big, but also I wanna move it into a better looking pot. And also I want to lift the caudex in order for it to expand and have a better chance of getting big. Also, if you look right here, there are roots that are choking out here at the bottom that I plan on removing, and I'll show you the tips and tricks I use to do that. Okay, first step, we're gonna go ahead and remove the pot, and then remove all the soil. So I can also check the health of our roots. What's a good sign is these are nice and white, so they're healthy. If you start seeing dark brown or really dark discoloration, then that's a sign of root rot. So we're gonna go ahead and remove all this soil. Just be gentle, try not to break any of the hair roots if at all possible. We will trim some off. Water does help a lot. Okay, there we go, nice and clean. Mind you, you're not gonna get 100% of it out, but this is a good start. And you can see here, they are very healthy roots. We are gonna trim some of this back and select some roots that we wanna keep, but some of these on the side we're gonna trim off. But first we have to disinfect our implements. All right, first things first, make sure to wear your PPE when you're handling sharp objects. We're gonna go ahead and disinfect both my pruning shears and the knife. I like using both. So you're gonna use some isopropyl alcohol. Let it soak into the rag. There you go. And we're gonna go ahead and disinfect the blade, just to prevent any cross-contamination of anything else you've cut in the past. Just good practice. So first, I'm going to select exactly how high I plan on raising the caudex of the desert rose. So I'm probably going to go right about here. Again, your preference. There's no right answer. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and trim off some of these excess roots that are coming off the top and down to the bottom, because it is hindering some of the growth of this, and also trim up some of these roots, some of the other little ones that are up here like this. So I like using the knife to get really up close. You got to be really careful, cut away from yourself. And also the knife gets really close to the caudex versus the shears. Once I prune, I like to dry it off because some sap will secrete. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start sealing these up. Pat it dry a little more. And I like using the super glue gel because it sticks there, it won't move around. This will seal it up. It'll help prevent that cut from drying out and shrinking, and also especially prevent any bugs from getting into it. What's nice about the super glue is when it dries up, it will be waterproof. I could technically use the wood glue for this, but I like using the wood glue for the top part. And again, I just kind of check where I'm gonna put my line at, and I'm gonna trim these off. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this one off because it is restricting the growth on this. I'm also, as I'm going, checking for root rot because it can be just hiding in here. Also, with your cuttings, please contain them and throw them away properly because this is a toxic plant that can make an animal sick. So just keep track of your cuttings and throw them away. Now that I've trimmed it back a little bit, make sure to let your glue dry. Shouldn't take too long. And then you can go ahead and rinse it off. You don't want to rinse while this is still wet. But now that I've cleaned it up a little further, I'm looking at the root system right now. And if you noticed, when these plants are outgrowing their pot and they're starting to get root bound, what'll happen is it'll hit the walls and start intersecting with each other. And as they grow, they can choke each other out. So this is a good example right here. We have this small root going across and over, and it's going to start choking out this larger one going down. So I'm going to sacrifice this one. I'm going to go ahead and prune it. Try your best not to tear it. You want a clean cut if at all possible. There we go. I'm going to get some of this other smaller material out of the way. There we go. Now that I'm happy on how much root is showing and how I've styled it, I've inspected everything, there's no root rot. I'm just gonna wait until this super glue dries and then I'll go ahead and repot it. Okay, before we go ahead and pot up the freshly pruned desert rose, I wanna go into basics of fertilizer and NPK. NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Your first number is primarily to push foliage. Your middle number is to really push blooms, and your last number is to push root development. Now, this is already a pretty big desert rose. I'm not looking to increase the root size, and it already has plenty of stems that I like, so I want to push mostly for bloom. So when it comes to selection, I'm going to go with this Plumeria by Nelson because it has a high middle number. This is a 535. That middle number will push a lot more buds and a lot more blooms for the season. Now, once I go to repot something smaller like this and I want a little more on the root development and the foliage and the stem, I'm going to go with this one, your cacti and succulent mix. This is an 868. So I'm pushing mostly for foliage and for root development on a smaller plant. We're ready to pot up. I'm going to go ahead and put a small layer of a good, well-draining cactus soil. And as I go, I'm checking where I want my height. Again, I'm trying to show off the Codex, so I want it taller. Again, you can go with a shorter pot. I just like the design of this taller pot. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our fertilizer. This is closer to like a 5 gallon, between a 3 and a 5. I'm gonna lean towards a 5 gallon, and the instructions state 2 tablespoons of fertilizer. I like to, anytime you repot, it's always a good idea to add the fertilizer into the soil now. That way it's directly available for the root system. And just give it a good little mix. So a little bit better view. We're gonna make a little divot. Again, I'm just kind of eyeballing where I want the soil line to be, just checking as I go. Kind of slowly but surely work it in there, trying not to have any air gaps. Check that you're center. And again, I'm doing this packing method because this is gonna be a very top-heavy plant. When you add a little water and you water this in, the soil line may drop a little bit. Just add a little more soil as needed. Gabe will need that. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and start pruning to the top. That we're happy with the repotting. You can see a lot more of that Codex that's showing off. Raised up, cleaned up. Now, it is absolutely not necessary for you to raise up the Codex. If you don't feel comfortable doing what I did, it is absolutely fine just to bump it up into a bigger pot size. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you want to really show off the Codex, then go ahead and raise it up. Now we're going to go into pruning the top portion of this plant in order to encourage a lot more branch growth. That is with these nodes. So I'm going to make a close-up, and I got 2 examples of how cutting back and encouraging the nodes to grow stems and how that works. This is an example of a cutting off of a desert rose that's been potted up. It will take a long time before that Codex ever develops, but I want to show you. This is a good example of what a stem will look like. This was potted up and it got long and leggy, so imagine it's on the plant, right? It's long and leggy. What I'm going to go ahead and do is cut the top, and when you cut the top, it's going to start encouraging these nodes to start growing branches. So when you cut the top, that energy is no longer going upwards, it's going to start going outwards and encouraging branch growth. So trimming back is a very good thing. So we went from one stem to 1, 2, 3. And the more stems, the more opportunity for blooms. Pruning the top, we will be changing out the pruning seal to wood glue. Again, this is just my preference and there's not one right answer. So this one's pretty long and leggy. Yes, it has a bloom, it's beautiful. I understand some people don't want to trim it back. If you don't want to, leave it as is. I'm gonna go ahead and encourage more branch growth to develop, more chances for bloom, and to be a little more lush. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim back a little bit. So just kind of imagine where you want those to come out of. And yes, you can save these and propagate them. And as I go, you're gonna start seeing liquid secrete out of the cut. Pat it dry, and I'll seal up here in a little bit. Again, long and leggy, I don't want that. I want more encouragement for branches. Here's a branch that is going out and then back in. So I wanna take that one out. And the reason why sometimes plants will do that is because it's going the direction of the sun. Before I put this out in full sun, it was kind of near my patio, so you'll see it's kind of stretched to one direction. And also, I'm gonna take out some smaller branches to start encouraging more energy to go to a bigger branch. It's crossing over. This one's gonna be a tricky one to get to. And again, for me, I don't like it too bushy at the bottom. I want it to be more bushy on top, so that's why I'm eliminating a lot of these smaller ones. And you can cut back a third of it, you can cut back a quarter of it if you want. Again, I'm getting close to the node, like I'm leaving maybe like half an inch from the top of that node, because that node will dry out a little bit and shrink. So you want a little space from that. And you don't have to go this heavy on a prune. It's just, I'm willing to wait for it to come back out. And it's good to get a top view if you can. That way you can see which branches are coming to the inside versus the outside. And right here, there's a node right here aiming outward. A lot of these other nodes are aiming left and right. You know, hopefully it'll push out this way. So I'm gonna trim right above that to force a branch out. Now that it's a little more open, I can see which ones are aiming in, which ones are going out. And I keep spinning it so I could see where it's intersecting. Like here's another branch that you could see is going towards the center. I want this to start growing outward. Okay, I think we're pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna go through and pat all the cuttings dry, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply the pruning seal. I find it best to add a little bit of the wood glue onto a towel or a Q-tip and just dab it on the cut. Now that we've sealed up all of our cuts on the desert rose limbs with wood glue, I want to go into explanation on the importance of actually sealing your cuts. So again, this is a cutting, and again, the offcuts we had, you can put them into soil and they'll root up. These nodes, when they're covered with soil and they detect like, hey, I'm wet, it's dark, I can develop a root. You can also chop this back. Hey, there's sun, I can develop into a stem and a leaf. So that's how nodes work. But I want to go into explanation of this. So this is an example of a cut that has not been sealed. What you'll notice is it'll shrivel up, it'll shrink, and it'll look kind of ugly in my opinion. Whenever you do that, they are vulnerable to infection. They are vulnerable to bugs that can burrow into it. So I like to seal it up. That way it doesn't have that effect or give it a chance to rot out. So that's why I like to seal with wood glue. Some people will use cinnamon powder. It is absolutely better than nothing. But with cinnamon powder, it is easy for it to degrade over time with the sun, with wind, with water. That's why with the glues and adhesives, they'll stick to it and they won't go anywhere. All right, so that's it, everybody. That's my conclusion on pruning, sealing, propagating your desert rose. Hope you love it. If you're looking for desert roses, please hit us up at Rainbow Gardens.